have everyone? Am I missing anybody? Good. So welcome back to half number 2 of our concert. This next piece is actually a pretty cool piece. It's called Ceremonial for Christmas Brass by Bill Holcomb. But before we do this, we have a brief announcement.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming and listening. It's wonderful to have you. I'm saying hello from the Methodist Church of Torrington, Litchfield, and Bantam. There's a lot of us here, so welcome. We also have refreshments in the fellowship hall. When you're done, we have sandwiches and cookies and coffee and stuff, so please come on down and fellowship with us for a while. I also want to thank all of you for coming and representing yourselves here. Such a beautiful job. Please come again next year.
It really is set up in a banquet down there, so we're going to down there and, but don't get there, because it takes us a minute, so just take us a minute. This next piece is by, this guy, Bill Holcomb is a very well-known, greatly respected arranger of symphonic band, orchestra, brass, concert music, and all facets of the music industry. He's done professional scores, high school scores, college bands, quintets, all kinds of arrangements. This next one is a unique arrangement. Has 3 different carols in it. Harp and Herald Angels sing What Child Is This? And Joy to the World are all pieces you'll hear intermingled in this next piece. Again, it's a ceremonial for Christmas brass. this next piece is actually, again, not, we think of it as a Christmas piece. Carol of the Bells, you've all done it at Christmas time, you've heard it sung at Christmas time, all over the place. This was not written as a Christmas tune. This was actually a New Year's tune. It was originally written to bring in the new year. It was let's see, what do they call it? It's originally called Shedrick. I believe it was used to ring in the new year. In 1916, a gentleman named Wolowski and Leontovich, don't quote me on that pronunciation, they actually put the music and words here together. Now, usually, this is done in 3/4 time, so 3 beats to a measure. Dum, da, 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 dum, da, da, da. 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1. All right, well, don't sing along. I said one day, I said, what would happen if I took away one beat? I don't know, what would happen if we took away one beat? There would be 2 beats. So in this particular arrangement, there's only 2 beats in the measure. And we're going to speed it up a little bit. You guys are the first audience to ever hear this. So this is like a world premiere. Try it out. It also may be the last time you ever hear it. Only 2 beats in the measure. We got to the end, so we got there in a third of the amount of time. So, 2/3. So the next piece that we're going to do is a collection by Gordon Emerson. Gordon Emerson wrote loads of music for brass quintets, brass ensembles, and unfortunately, there is nothing out there I can find out about him. I played his arrangements in many different groups. He was actually from Connecticut. I believe he lived in Warren. The name of his company is out there on the bottom of his music, and he vanished. So I don't know whatever happened, but if you ever meet Gordon Emerson, he's a brass guy. Send him to me. This next piece is actually 5 separate pieces. So I'm going to just, it's going to sound like it's over. You got to count to 5. Okay? Over here. All right. So now the next piece obviously is another Christmas classic, Christmas favorite. This was written in 1945 by Mel Torme and Robert Wells. Now the rumor has it that Mel Torme was just kind of hanging out one day at Wells' house and saw notes scratched on a sketch pad, and like the words, and he kind of just picked it up and said, "Oh, this is kind of neat. I'm going to run with this." And so he did. And of course, you know, the iconic version of Nat King Cole from 1946 is the one that we all know and love. It was re-released again in 1953, re-released again in 1961. I mean, it's been, you can't go anywhere and not hear the Christmas song or chestnuts roasting on an open fire. So this is our version of it. Again, this is another piece that was written in July. He was out in California listening. He wasn't like looking out the window at snow. He was sweating and wanted something to make himself cool off with. Again, the Christmas song. Second to recognize that the tuba players got a solo in that piece. How about a hand for the tuba players? You never get a solo. I'm not going to ask you to stand up because you take too long. All right, so this next piece is kind of a fun piece. It's called Christmas Clash. Now, you know, some people are so happy that the holidays are here, they can't wait for it. They're just, you know, these holiday zealots. They're just so happy. And there's others who are Scrooge-like. You know, kind of like, humbug. Well, this piece kind of looks at 3 different ways of looking at the holidays, all mashed into one. I hope you like it. It's called Christmas Clash. There's part of the concert where when the French horn plays the high G, they, instead of singing G, they go OMG. And it's about this time where the trumpet players, especially because we're in church, are looking up there and saying, please, please God, give me one more high C, please. So, we have one more on the menu for you here. It's a version of Adeste Fidelis, and it was originally written by David Lovering, who was a member of the Dallas Wind Symphony. He wrote this for the Dallas Brass, the Dallas Symphony, but he wrote it just for the brass section. And he calls it another hand-painted collectible Christmas fanfare. That's his words, that's how he describes it. So I think you're going to like this. It's fun. one more piece. It's not on the program. We encourage you to join in on this one. You're going to know the words. I'm not going to even tell you what it is. Let's just make it up. Let's just make it up. Put me the first time.
What's the other?